Hi, in this tutorial, I'll talk about the front-end module of AEM project. This module contains SCSS, CSS, JS and other resources which are not part of your DAM or assets, means your icon files, font files and other images which is used in your CSS, means front-end related files. So before we move on, you must have three questions. What is the need of this module, how it works and how it is useful for developers, specifically for the front-end developer. So this module uses Webpack. Webpack is the build framework and aem-clientlib-generator. This is the node module which is used to generate client library. It's good to have knowledge of these modules, but if you don't have, it's all right. I'll explain whatever needed for AEM project or front-end module. So let's understand at a high level how it works. You have a front-end module which has your JavaScript, SCSS. SCSS is basically these SCSS is compiled to CSS and the resources, other resources, let's say image, icon files, font files, which are part of resources folder inside your client library. Then these are compiled and built in a client library. Then these client libs are moved to UI apps and these are deployed, these client libraries are deployed as part of UI apps to your AEM. So UI front-end module is responsible to write code, compile your SCSS and generate client libraries. So this module is based on Webpack. Right, so Webpack, if you go to your project and you will find a module called UI frontend. This is the module. So this build is based on Node and Webpack. So it has number of configuration files. So we'll see one by one those configurations. I did not add any custom configuration. I will explain the configuration which created by your Maven archetype, and this is based on web project. If you are using SPA project, there are few different configurations. So let's understand. When you create this, you will first folder is src. This folder contain your code, means your SCSS code or CSS code, JavaScript code and your resources. So if you see, you will find these folders when you create this module, means when you create this project. So this component contain SCSS by default. You can have CSS as well. So these are specific for your component. You can add any number as per your need. So these contain SCSS. These are compiled and converted to CSS and then clubbed together in a client library as per the configuration. So this contain your CSS code. Resources contain, as I said, if you have any font file, any images which must be part of resource folder of your client library. If you are using any font file, those must be part of resources folder as per the latest Maven archetype. Otherwise your font files or resources won't pick. Right, so this is the configuration. As per the configuration, this will move to resource folder. We see that. Site, this contains some global configuration, means global styles. If you have any base style, any variables you use, right? So in SCSS you can use variables. So any variable define and any styles which is global to your site, you can define here. This is out of the box. You can customize this as per your need. You can write any number of file, but I will explain here. Static, you will find index.html. What is use of it? We'll talk about that at the end. Now this is your code now, but how it works? As it is a node module, so you will find a package.json which contain all the dependencies, node dependencies, what is used at the build time. So it will check this file. If you know about node, you know package.json, and it will, using this, it will download all and it will create this package-log. This doesn't come when you create this file, created only when you first time build this project. Right, now Webpack related configuration, how actually it create your client libraries. So first configuration, which is Webpack configuration, webpack.commons. So if you open this, it will define what is the needed. It will define what are the plugins, what is required for it. So the important here is entry and output, module.export. If you know Webpack, you must be knowing how this is Webpack specific stuff, right? So what it is saying, your entry point. What is your entry? So it says root path. And what is root path? src main webpack, means src main webpack. This is my root path, okay? And it is saying entry is site main ts. So root path till webpack, it will go here sites and it will find a main.ts, right? Main.ts file. We'll talk about it, what it will does. Then what is the output file? So what is the output section? What is the output file? So these are the name of the client libraries. Based on this, it will create client library. This is the name. What is the path? So it will say dist, which will resolve this path, directory path. We'll see, you won't see, and everything, all these paths are relative to a front end module, okay? So you will see dist. This is not available anywhere, but you will see when you build this, it will download all the node dependencies and it will build this. We'll see that. So these two entry and output are important. So rest of the things are rules, like lint rule, if you want to apply some rules and all. Here, this configuration tells where this resource is gone, right? Where this, so it is saying it will go to this cleintlib-site client library under resources folder. If you want to change the name of your client libraries, you can do it here, right? But I'll talk the simple stuff as part of this tutorial, as you are a beginner, okay? So this file is important, webpack.commons.js. This define what is needed, these are plugins, what is path, root path, what is entry, what is output. If you want to change, you can do it here. So this file is important for Webpack. Now another file which is important, which tell about the client library. So you will find a cleintlib.config.js. This file is important for client libraries. So it says what is the path. So you will see directory this, and it will come here. It will create your client libraries under this. So it will create client libraries under, these are the hierarchy, means these are the path. If you concatenate this, you will see UI apps, src main, you will find same folder in your file structure. These are now comes here, export, right? These actually, this configuration is related to your aem-clientlib-generator plugin. As I said, two things, earlier file was used for Webpack, this file is used for aem-clientlib-generator plugin, right? So it is defining here client library module.export. It says build path, context is the build path is defined here. It is keep joining, you will see the destination, it will pick from here, and this is the client library directory. This is the build directory, this is client library directory. I'll show you in demo, right? So this says whenever you want to define any dynamic client library, what you say, export, my context is this, build path is this, client library directory is this, it says lib-base-conf. What is the lib-base-conf? You will define here, this is defined. So it will add these three properties, allow proxy true, serialization format, css processor, js processor. You will find these properties in your client library. So name of the client library, category, name means the folder name, category, you know what is the category, and assets. What are the assets of those client library, means what comes under JS file, what comes under CS file. So this is my dependency. Now another one is, again these properties are added, means this configuration added here at the beginning. Categories means name is clientlib-site. What is the category? This is the name of category. If you want to add dependency, so you can add this tag here, means this property here. So I'm saying dependencies is this. So when you create this client library, you will find a property called dependency and value will be this. What I'm saying, assets. So what I'm saying, my JS folder contain this, my CSS folder contain this, and resources contain this. So what happened actually? Now you have to come here, how it will work. It will combine all these together in a single file and paste inside JS folder. We'll see that, okay? Paste inside JS folder. JS folder and CSS folder based on your path. If you have SCSS, those will go to the CS folder. If you have GS, those will go in the JS folder, and whatever the resources you define here inside this resources folder, those will go to the resources folder when we created this client library, and those will be moved to UI apps. But now you must have a question. These are information for the client libraries, but how it will collect these files, how this configuration happened, where it is. So as I said, in Webpack file, you will see the starting point. Entry point is this file. So go to this file and check what is written there. Come here and see sites and this main.ts. What this main.ts says, import main.css in same as it's a same folder. So where the main.cs, this is main.cs. So what it is saying, import variables, import base, see here, import variables. So whatever is written here, import variables, import this, import base, import everything from the component. So it go to the component and whatever is there in component, import that, and then import style. So this is the style folder. So basically it will import everything together. It is written here, and so this file says import, as I explained, all the folders. Now it says import all this JavaScript, all the TS file, okay, and import all the JS. So these are written for the JS and TypeScript file. So what it says, import all the SCSS, import all the JS here. So this file says that. So this is the starting point. After doing that, your AEM client-lib-generator will do its work as per the configuration, and it will move all this in a dest folder. Where it is written? Here it is written as explained. Output is dist folder. All paths are relative to UI frontend, but you won't see this path inside here. Why it is not there? You have to build this module, right? So build is a different command, npm build command, but this is configured in a way, if you run mvl clean install, it internally call this npm build for this module. Okay, so let me run this first, npm install command. Come here, where's my folder? This is mine, and let me open this. Now let me run this, mvn clean install. As soon as you start build, you will see these modules being created. Now node came, nodes modules came, and you will find a one more folder once it is done. Okay, so build is done. Now you will see one more destination folder, dist, as this configuration says, and inside you have this clientlib site, and inside this you have all these resources. It still did not, this is not a client library, this is whatever needed. From here it will pick. Now this thing comes into picture, these things all here. It say the build directory. What is directory? Here, dist, it is the build directory. It will take all the files from here and it will create client library and move in your apps. So now you must have seen two client libraries inside your folder. You see this dependencies, and site is created after build, right? So even if I remove it now, let me remove this, okay, quickly, and let me remove this. These are dynamically created, and let me remove this, okay. And if I build it one more time, you will see these will be dynamically created. See the both created again. Now let me build this and let me deploy this to AEM. So the code has been deployed, and now let's open this EN file, EN page. So you will see this is pre-populated content. I did not create that, that comes with Maven archetype, right? So now let me, if I want to change the color of this, so this is my teaser, okay, this is my teaser. So what I'll do, I'm being a front-end developer, what I'll do, I'll come here and I will go to the front-end module and go to here src components, and I will find a file teaser. I'm explaining only as per whatever comes with out of the box AEM, out of the box with this archetype. You can have your own files, okay, you can have your own file. So what I'll say, content, I will just say color, and whatever the color I need, let's say I need red color. That's it, simple, right? So what I'll do, I'll save this and I will deploy again this code to check even on my locally running AEM. So I will deploy this after making this change. So the code has been deployed and this CSS has been applied, right? So now let's understand, this was the very simple CSS code. So front-end developer deploy that code and check its changes. So now let's say you have very complex project, very complex web page. So front-end developer keep writing its code and consistently keep deploying it to AEM for the unit testing. But front-end developers sometimes are not aware about AEM. They are not AEM expert, but still they have to maintain a locally running AEM for the unit testing, or they have to deploy dev server or QA server for their own unit testing, and something happened, you have to again redeploy. So again and again you have to deploy code for unit testing. If you are using your own dev server, QA server, so that can hamper others' work as well. To avoid that, there is a specific functionality available in this front-end modules. We'll talk about it now. Right, so earlier I showed you this folder, static folder. So what is the use of this static folder? Right, now let's understand that. This module is based on Node. So it contains a Node dev server as well. What is that? Right, so you can start a dev server which has a proxy to your locally running AEM, so you do not need to deploy your changes every time to AEM for the testing, for the unit testing, right? So go to front-end module first, okay? Either you can go here or go to the terminal. I'm switching between these two. VS Code is just to show you code, okay? So go to the front-end, ui.frontend module. Now start your dev server, Node dev server, right? So what I'll do, npm start. You see a Node server started now, and see this has been opened now, right? So it says 8080, which file it is, which file is open. So if you come here and see static and the index.html, basically this file is being loaded here. Where are the configuration for this? You must have this question. So now let's understand this configuration. You will find two more files, webpack.dev. This is a Node server supporting Webpack dev server. If you open this now, so it has some configurations. Obviously the root, it says Webpack, which I already explained. This few things, plugin, HTML Webpack plugin, which file is resolved. So if you see source Webpack and go to the static and index.html, here source Webpack and static and index.html. So this file is being loaded. Why this dev server proxy? So it is saying if it is need any content, if it is need any client library, it can take from your proxy server. And what is proxy server? Locally running 4502. So you do not need to deploy even on your local. You can change this as per your need. Let's say you are running on a different server. You can add that address, right? So how it will work? But you see here, my page contain this, but my Node server or dev server contain this. So you can pretend that, means you can set up this file same as on your server. How you can do that? Go here, open view source, okay, and open view source in WCM disable mode or take it from the publish, okay. View source, copy entire view source, okay, come here, open this file and update the content, update the HTML. Now this is the view source of my actual page, actual running page, and save it. As soon as I save, see the change, this has been changed now. So you do not even need to restart this. See, change. Now let's say I want to change the color, whatever the CSS I need to apply. Let's take the same example. I need to apply, I want to make it green. So what I do here, I will come again in the same file, which is teaser.css, and I would say, okay, I need a green color now, right? Green color, right? Save. Now even in the pre-title also I need something else. Let's say color itself, color I need, but I need a red color or a purple color. You see, this is not changed. Let me do it side by side. Okay, I did not save it now. As soon as I save, see this changes has been applied instantly, right? But this is not my AEM page. This is my locally running dev server but the page is exact what is there on AEM, right? And all the dependencies are coming from AEM itself, right? All the dependencies, whatever the CSS I am writing here, those changes will be reflected here. Once as a front-end developer you are satisfied, then you can push those code to actual server. Let me write the title. Okay, let me write what this title is. Okay, what this title is, and it is title text, where it is. Okay, so this title is part of title component, so I open that scss and I would say I just change color, that's it, just to show you. Color is equal to let's say blue. I want something kind blue of stuff. As soon as I save it here, okay, it's applied blue black here. I didn't change the color. Let's say black, red, and save it. See, as soon as I save, the changes has been applied. Now once I'm satisfied, I can move these code to my actual server. So this is the advantage